Chapter 1. Duties of the Brotherhood. Homeless Brothers. A man who wishes to become my disciple must be willing to give up all direct relations with his family, the social life of the world, and all dependence upon wealth. A man who has given up all such relations for the sake of the Dharma and has no abiding place for either his body or mind has become my disciple, and is to be called a homeless brother. Though his feet leave their imprints in my footsteps, and his hands carry my garments, if his mind is disturbed by greed, he is far from me. Though he dresses like a monk, if he does not accept the teaching, he does not see me. But if he has removed all greed from his mind, is pure and peaceful, he is very close to me, though he is thousands of miles away. If he receives the Dharma, he sees me in it. My disciples, the homeless brother must observe the 4 rules and build their lives upon them. First, they wear old and cast-off garments. Second, they get their food through alms begging. Third, their home is where night finds them, as under a tree or on a rock. And fourth, they use only a special medicine made from urine laid down by the Brotherhood. To carry a bowl in their hand and go from house to house is a beggar's life, but a brother is not compelled to do so by others. He is not forced into it by circumstances or by temptation. He does it on his own free will, because he knows that a life of faith will keep him away from the delusions of life, will help him to avoid suffering, and will lead him towards enlightenment. The life of a homeless brother is not an easy one. He ought not to undertake it if he cannot keep his mind free from greed and anger, or if he cannot control his mind as his 5 senses. He who believes himself to be an honest brother and to be able to answer when he is asked about it must be able to say, I am willing to undertake whatever is necessary to be a homeless brother. I will be sincere about it and will try to accomplish the purpose for becoming one. I will be grateful to those who help me by donations and will try to make them happy by my earnest and good life. To be a homeless brother, he must train himself in many ways. He must be sensitive to shame and dishonor when he fails. He must keep his body, speech, and mind pure if his life is to be pure. He must guard the gates of his 5 senses. He must not lose control of his mind for the sake of some passing pleasure. He must not praise himself or rebuke others, and he must not be idle or given to lengthy sleep. In the morning he should have a time for quiet sitting and meditation and a short walk before retiring. For peaceful sleep he should rest on the right side with his feet together, and his last thought should be of the time when he wishes to rise in the early morning. Early in the morning he should have another time for quiet sitting and meditation, and a short walk afterwards. During the whole day he should maintain an alert mind, keeping both body and mind under control, resisting all tendencies towards greed, anger, foolishness, sleepiness, inattention, regret, suspicion, and all worldly desires. Thus, with his mind concentrated, he should cultivate excellent wisdom and aim only at perfect enlightenment. If a homeless brother forgets himself, lapses into greed, anger, resentment, jealousy, conceit, self-praise, or insincerity, he is like one carrying a keen, two-edged sword, covered only by a thin cloth. He is not a homeless brother simply because he wears a monk's rags and carries a begging bowl. He is not a homeless brother just because he recites scriptures easily. He is only a man of straw and nothing more. Even if his external appearance is that of a monk, he cannot remove his worldly desires. He is not a homeless brother. He is no more of an infant cloaked in a monk's robe. Those who are able to concentrate and control the mind, who contain wisdom, who have removed all worldly desires, and whose only purpose is to obtain enlightenment. Only these can be called the true homeless brothers. A true homeless brother determines to reach his goal of enlightenment, even though he loses his last drop of blood, and his bones crumble into powder. Such a man, trying his best, will finally attain the goal and give evidence of it by his ability to do the meritorious deeds of a homeless brother. The mission of a homeless brother is to carry forward the light of the Buddha's teachings. He must preach to everyone. He must wake up sleeping people. He must correct false ideas. He must help people have the right viewpoint. He must go everywhere to spread the teachings, even at the risk of his own life. The mission of a homeless brother is not an easy one, so he who aspires to it should wear Buddha's clothes, sit on Buddha's seat, and enter into Buddha's room. To wear Buddha's clothes means to be humble and to practice endurance. To sit on Buddha's seat means to see matter as non-substantial and to have no attractments. To enter into Buddha's room means to share his all-embracing great compassion and to have sympathy for everyone. Those who wish to teach the Buddha's teaching acceptability must be concerned about four things. First, they must be concerned about their own behavior. Second, they must be concerned about their choice of words when they approach and teach people. Third, they must be concerned about their motive for teaching and the end they wish to accomplish. And fourth, they must be concerned about the great compassion. Firstly, to be a good teacher of the Dharma, then a homeless brother must first of all have his feet well set on the ground of endurance. He must be modest. He must not be extreme or desire publicity. He must constantly think of the emptiness of things. He must not become attached to anything. If he is thus concerned, he will be capable of right conduct. Secondly, he must exercise caution in approaching people and situations. He must avoid people who are living evil lives or people of authority. He must avoid opposite sex. Then, he must approach people in a friendly way. He must always remember that things rise from a combination of causes and conditions, and standing at that point, he must not blame or abuse them, or speak of their mistakes, or hold them in a light esteem. Thirdly, he must keep his mind peaceful, considering Buddha as his spiritual father, considering other homeless brothers who are training for enlightenment as his teachers, and looking upon everyone with great compassion. Then he must teach all equality. Fourthly, he must let his spirit of compassion display itself, even as Buddha did, to the utmost degree. Especially, he should let his spirit of compassion flow out to those who do not know enough to seek enlightenment. He should wish that they might seek enlightenment, and then he should follow his wishes with unselfish effort to awaken their interests.